walk them out in the time that God is inviting you to. It is not time that you have to sit and wait for anything. It's space to be able to be used differently than just sitting around and waiting. So, what are we doing with layover? So, the first thing that happened was she got to her first, when she was boarding at the first layover. She got on the plane. She had a whole row after they closed the doors. And she was
I
like,
saw.
oh my God. I was like, yeah, yeah. And so by the time she finally got home, because I don't think she got home till late the next day, uh, uh, she was at peace. She was able to see the value in every difficulty and how it was a blessed setup for her to experience God in a different way if she just looked for it. We talked about that around April, May. You can see the blessing in every difficulty if you look for it, but you must look for it. If you don't look for it, all you'll see is the difficulty. If you look for it, you'll find the beautiful seed inside the fruit. So don't trip, right? And then Geisha, she said, we're flying through the storm. And I was like, maintain your peace, maintain your peace. She's like, I was peaceful. I was excited. It's like, look at the beauty of God in the sky. So it just, everybody had their thing.
What's the pause for? What was the acronym for?
Uh,
Because
the
I remember all
original
the things.
singular words
Yeah.
was pray, apply, utilize, serve, elevate. Those were the original. From the moment I had those originals, as I got closer, more words for each letter were coming up, and I was just adding it. But the original was pray, not play, but pray, apply, utilize, serve, and elevate. That's the pause. When I started looking at my agenda, I was like, oh, there's pray and play. And, so I added more words, and then it was apply, adjust, and, it was like those, so more words for each letter. And that's what uh, Aisha captured. By the time she came on
I
board
saw
with
all the
that,
letters.
yeah, by the time she came on board, I had the extra words, not just the primary word.
Mm-hmm.
And I was so stoked to see that she added all the extra words to each of the letters. She didn't tell me she did that. All I asked for was, I said I need a centralized focal point that lets the room know what we're doing as a reminder. That was the big trick. She did the little tabletops on her own. I'm so stoked. I don't know what to do. And she said, she was the only one next to me. There was 6 of us at the girls' thing that Lisa came to when she was doing our VIP in that moment. She said, I'm inviting all of you to my speaking right to make millions. That's where the invitation, it wasn't original. And so all of us, and there were the Clarks, that guy, that exercise guy, Angela, her husband, me, and Robert, T. That's T. There were 11 of us that went to Speaker Right to make millions. And when Susie called me on the stage, the only person in the room was Aisha. Even Robert was asleep because he sleep late all the time. I was like, I don't know why this very expensive woman has made a way for me to show up without having to spend a dime. But I'm getting everything available because if I had to pay for it, I wouldn't have been able to afford it. And so I'm not sleeping. I'm going down for everything that's available. And Aisha was like me. And so by the time Susie called me up on the stage, it was just me and Aisha in the room from our group. Everybody else came. By the time they got there, I was on the stage. And I was like, is he on stage? Why is he on the stage? What happened? I was just like, so. And even Helen, because there was another woman there from our fellowship that paid. She didn't even know I was going. And I didn't know she was there. But she paid to go to Speak and Right to Make Millions. When I was on the stage, that girl who was surprised to see me or being called up, called Helen and videotaped me. She was like, your sponsor is being called up to the front. She was like, what? So the beginnings
So you.
are just the 10,000 things, you know, and a lot of those connectors, having Aisha, Helen seeing the original pull and resistance to go up on stage, um, Dawn and Joy, you, even Zachary. I was telling the group, I said, um, Zachary doesn't know it. He's my, he's my unofficial coach. And they're like, what is that about? I was like, he wrote a book. Now I had written a book. I was I was writing my second book and being slacked on it. And he published his book in the midst of it and had a book launch virtually. And I thought I was doing a really great thing to buy all these books, about 20 of them. And I wanted him to know I'm supporting you. And so I told him on the virtual, I bought 20 of your books. Thank you for writing them. And he looked in the camera, he got close and pointed at me. He said, don't buy any more of my books. Write your own.
Meanwhile, his mom was like, wait, what?
Right, because that is not,
We
yeah, buy
trying to
the
sell
book.
books.
Buy the book. But I was telling them, I said, um, because he could come off as awkward, he will oftentimes be overlooked, and many people will miss the blessing that he is. I said, he's been my coach since that day. And he say random stuff and walk away, and it sticks with me.
It be those people with the randoms.
Yeah, so it's just like, just trying to give them the, not the understanding, but the picture. Just trying to give them the picture of how I didn't discount any apparently small thing. And it was all of the small things that led to their breakthrough opportunity. For
At the pause retreat.
yeah, so that's been, that was just, it was cool to put all the pieces together and let them know. Because I said Dawn was at the Speaker Right to Make Millions. I mean, at my girlfriend's thing that day, but it wasn't Dawn. It was Margaret and Charcy.
Mm.
It was Margaret and Charcy. I don't know who they were or what their roles were, but it was Margaret and Charcy that supported Lisa at that event and made sure that we didn't bombard her and made sure that she got out of there as soon as she was finished. So
This dragonfly is determined.
this Jack is spending time with me. In my autobiography, in my book, uh, one of my transitional house clients, who I didn't know, had a master's degree because he was trying to get sober, but and he came from living in a garage to living in my house. He's the one who read my manuscript and said, "Why isn't this published?" I was like, "I don't know. I was just trying to get it out of my body." He's like, "You should publish it." I was like, "Yeah, no, I'm good. I just needed to get it out of my body." He's like, "Zina," he's Puerto Rican. "Zina, write the book. Just write the book. The book is written. Publish it. Publish it." And so he walked with me. He was the one that kept proofreading it and saying, you say this, and I know this because I know you. If I buy your book and I don't know you, I don't understand this. You have to be clearer. I need to see it." I
It's
was like,
good
"You
to
gotta
have
work on
somebody
my
do that.
nerves. I don't care." It's like, care. So when I finished, editing the book so it's prepared to be published, I showed it to him because I would have it printed in the size it was going to be published at Staples on a ring thing, so you can just turn the pages. It looked like a book, but it was just printed pages. he read through it that last time when I thought I was finished. He was like, "You're missing art." I said, I don't have no artist on hand. I'm not missing art. It don't come with art. There's no art. Okay, I got a cover on front and back. There's no art. He says, "Calm down. I have an artist." So he had a friend in Puerto Rico that didn't speak English, and he asked him would he provide the art.
Mm.
What the guy asked me to send him was the first two paragraphs of every chapter with the name of the book and the premise of the book. I emailed that to him in Puerto Rico in English, and a month later he sent me back art, and there was bubbles and various breakdowns with dragonflies at various stages.
There's the dragonfly.
And
You're at a new
every
stage.
chapter that whatever condition of the dragonfly of every stage according to my chapter title, his art reflected that. There's one where I'm talking about being disjointed, and the circle that it's in is broken in half, one on top, one on bottom. And there's dragonflies trying to be born, dragonflies for wings. It's so this dragonfly, because that wasn't part of my idea, my vision. I understand. I'm like, I don't know. I don't know. But people see the dragonfly art, and it grounds them to the chapter title and carries them through the chapter.
That's interesting.
So this dragonfly, every time I'm seeing it, I wasn't gonna tell you this whole story because I feel like I'm talking a lot, but I see the dragonfly, and I notice that it's hovering.
It's hovering. It's captured me. You didn't want to know what you're doing in this pool, or it's like, I'm just here. I'm just here. I'm here to take a pause.
it's it's supporting the journey. Because I had to look dragonfly out because I thought it was a butterfly. And uh, uh, the guy who was proofreading, he was like, "It's not a butterfly." It's a dragonfly. And I was like, "Why would you put a dragonfly?" Blah, blah, blah. But when I look more into it, and I don't recall now, I'm probably need to look it up again so it doesn't resonate. But when I looked everything up, it was very relevant to the life I had to live that I wrote about, and
It's fact.
and the fact that I survived, and whatever the history of the stuff I looked up about the dragonfly was relevant to that level of survival. Yeah, so now I gotta look it up again.
Dragonflies. What do they mean? Exactly. That's your assignment for today.
Research the dragonfly.
And tell me 3 things you've learned.
Yeah,
Child,
yeah.
who'd think it? But now your retreat is complete. Until next time, you get the pause in between.
Yeah, the remainder of this year is just reflection
Hmm.
of what has been, because I want to transition the membership. I don't want to have to be present every month,
Absolutely. Just make it digital.
you know.
Make it
But I,
digital, make it present. Just like how you said the pastor that you were following, how they had a whole trickle of stuff that you
yeah,
can go through and you can get your own stuff.
yeah,
And just slowly but surely create it, create the visual worksheet, just find a space for it when you're ready. I would try and sell at least one so that that one can maintain the cost of whatever it takes to keep it going.
it's still a paid membership,
Mhm.
just not me every month.
Mhm.
And if you're not a member, the full prices still apply for deep dive and replay.
Mhm.
And so but it's based on the $1,000 price as opposed to the lower prices I pay
Whatever comes to
now.
you. Key right now is just setting it up
Yeah,
and having it available so whenever God tells you now, then you have now.
and I have smaller products. Like I did before I knew anything about business or anything. I did a
Hmm.
5-part series on finding the you within, and uh, I think I called it flowing waters or something like that. But that whole thing, that and the what is it? The product Susie helped me, the online course, that plus there are 3 um, speaker breakdowns I did. One was the mother wound, and it's identifying how we're walking in the woundedness of our mothers and how they walked in the woundedness of theirs, and how a lot of our younger years are spent trying to heal from those wounds that are not even ours before we even get to our own wounds to actually heal. Um, and the fact that we're raising our children in those ways unless we become aware. So that piece and the companion piece, which is the father one, and 2 other pieces, all of that is like a series of workbooks for personal development. And so identifying how to make the whole thing and how to break it down into pieces that feel complete enough to sell individually. And that's what will make the price point without me having to keep create. And so I want to build the whole thing with the big price of
Everything.
this is what you can have this whole series.
Hmm. And
Um,
at your own time, when you want to play at your own time, you
yeah,
could go through it whenever.
right. And I notice people that do stuff like that, they sometimes sell it where you have access only for 6 months
Hmm.
or
Limited time.
yeah, it's a limited time. And I've never done that,
Hmm.
but I can. It's like,
Depends on the system.
yeah,
You could have it for both.
I
There's
think
so many
what
options.
Susie created was in Kajabi.
Hmm.
Kajabi is very expensive and complicated and
So you let
convoluted.
it go.
I let it go. I don't want it. But before I let it go, I had Tina move it to Groove.
Okay, good. So you still have access to it.
But I think
Did you
she's
release
missing
Groove?
the last one. I think she didn't. There's one that
That's
looks
okay.
like she did it twice
That's all
instead
right.
of the last one, but it's only one that's missing. Um, and I'm
Could work
sure I
around that.
have it somewhere in my Zoom because that's why I paid for the extra
Hmm.
space. So because I've been trying to move stuff off of the expensive things and repurpose it in ways that are more manageable. And I wanted to move that to YouTube. But
It's
so when I'm
divine
thinking
time.
next and products and stuff like that, I'm thinking